Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. There's been a lot of interesting news going on with Battlefield 2042 after the most recent update 3.2 went live on the 20th. Let's get into it. So update 3.2 came out on the 20th, and in my opinion it was pretty lackluster. Not a lot of changes that the community's actually been calling for since the early access launch of this game, which was November 12th of last year. So this game's been out for, over 2 months now, and there's hardly been any changes done. There have been some changes that DICE has implemented into the game that has improved it, such as, the bloom on the weapons and the revive bugs and things like that. But the major issues that people are still to this day speaking of, such as the gutting of the class system, the removal of VoIP, no scoreboard, and now they've come out and said that it's going to be possibly the end of February before we can even get a scoreboard, and VoIP isn't even coming out with that scoreboard. I honestly can't believe AAA gaming is at a point to where we're having to wait 3 months, potentially longer, to get a scoreboard, and b, VoIP. Oh, what are you doing, DICE? I don't know what has happened to this company. It just seems to be a trend within the AAA, modern gaming industry, where all these developers all of a sudden just want to release half-assed, half-baked products, and they promise the world to the consumer base, and when the game releases, it's broken, it's buggy, it's honestly just a pile of shit. That's the only way I can truly explain the AAA gaming industry right now. And most people are really getting tired of it. I know I am just honestly sick and tired of spending my hard-earned money on a product and constantly being let down because it's just so broken and buggy that it's just A, either unplayable, or B, it just zaps all the fun because of all the bugs and issues related with it. And, I know since mainly Battlefield 4, the Battlefield series has had rough launches, and DICE has been able to turn those games around in the past, but I truly don't believe this is one of those situations. There's just too many fundamental core issues with the game at this point, I believe, and it's just too far gone. So before I get too sidetracked, just going off on a rant about that, let's talk about these tweets from Tom Henderson. So in the new update, Battlefield dropped a portal mode that was essentially a zombie survival mode. What they didn't realize was the way that they designed this mode, basically the zombies couldn't catch you if you were sprinting. If you climbed up on top of a roof of a building or something like that, the zombies couldn't get to you. So essentially, DICE created an official XP farm, because all you had to do was just run away from them or climb up to an area where they couldn't get to, and you could easily just set and farm zombies for full XP, full mastery XP, ribbon XP. It was just an XP farm. And so DICE's solution to the issue was to remove that from rotation, and I believe they put Gunmaster back in place of this zombie mode. And the community is very upset about this, and I cannot blame them, because initially when Portal was launched, they were, shutting down the XP bot servers, and they eventually killed all the XP you could get through Portal because of the XP bot servers. And I don't understand how they wouldn't think that it was going to happen anyway. When you give players this much control over their game, of course it's going to happen, DICE. Come on, it's only the obvious thing. But they added this official XP farm, they found out people were exploiting it, then they removed it, which in turn upset the community even more. Also, according to Tom Henderson, several people that have reached out to him, he says here in this tweet, 25 to 30% of those who reached out to me regarding false positive bans look like they were banned permanently because they played in XP farms. So DICE has been perma-banning people for playing in XP farms that were originally created when Portal first launched. Then they released their own XP farm and think it's okay. This circus is just never ending. and it's honestly quite hilarious at this point. And the next thing is EA is apparently very disappointed with how the game has been performing sales-wise, and I would also assume the just overall reception of the game. So apparently they are now in talks of looking at all the options, which apparently includes free-to-play options. Now, I don't know if they're going to make the entire game free-to-play, or if they might make Portal a free-to-play mode to kind of maybe entice some people to come in that way through Portal being free. I don't know if it's a good move for them to make the entire game free to play, because the people that paid, upwards of $100 for this to play it early, or honestly anyone that paid any amount for this game, is going to be even more pissed off when they paid the amount of money they did for it. The game is as broken as it is, and then DICE goes ahead and makes the entire game free to play. That's just probably going to be the final nail in the coffin for this particular entry into the Battlefield series. Potentially, for a lot of people, Battlefield as a whole. I think this game has kind of soured everyone's taste for this franchise as a whole, just because of how mishandled everything has been from start up until right now. This game is not what EA and DICE claimed it to be. The trailers are honestly a totally different game compared to what this is. They're all dark and gritty looking, and it's just a real shame, and I hate to see it because I love Battlefield, but I don't think this one's savable. I hope EA doesn't kill the franchise. EA does have a long track record of killing studios, and I mean, hey, they killed Visceral, they made Battlefield Hardline, but we'll see what happens, I guess. But that's going to be about it for this video. I just wanted to kind of talk about the most recent Battlefield news and just kind of what's going on with the game right now. So I hope you all enjoy and have a good day.